Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. My name is Ebony Townsend, and I am the organizer of this group, Spiritual Beings Having a Human Experience, as well as the founder of Heality. If you like at this time, you can go ahead and turn on your cameras. I would love to see your beautiful faces and just really just see and feel your energy. All right. Well, we have a full house tonight. So whoop whoop for taking time out of your day to learn about how the hell to not care about what other people think. But before we get started, let me go ahead and introduce myself to those who have not met me before. My name is Ebony Townsend, and I'm hold on, we have some, let's see here. What's going on? Don't any technical difficulties. Okay. When I when I go to speaker view, is it showing me as a speaker?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, because I'm seeing someone else's name. Awesome. 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 So for those of you all who have not met me, let me go ahead and briefly introduce myself before we get into tonight's discussion. My name's Ebony Townsend. I started this group, Spiritual Beings Having a Human Experience, as well as Heality, because I had my initial spiritual awakening back in 2006 after watching a film called The Secret. Okay. A lot of people are very aware of that film, as well as the concept that was spoken about in that film, which is that our thoughts become things. And so when I watched that film back in 2006, it just really blew my mind, because I was like, oh my gosh, our thoughts become things. And so I started to reflect on my life, and I realized that every single thing that I had thought of, whether it was positive or negative, it had actually manifested. And so with that information, it just really sent me down a rabbit hole of just learning about how the mind works, reprogramming the subconscious mind. I was following a lot of spiritual leaders and doing a lot of daily practices, and life was going great and everything until I reached the period of the spiritual awakening process called the dark night of the soul. Has anyone ever heard of the dark night of the soul? Has experienced the dark night of the soul? Currently going through the dark night of the soul, hair standing on the top of their head because they've just gotten out of the dark night of the soul. Okay. That is a part of the spiritual awakening process, where basically we just become we forget who we are, and we become very far from that. And when we're in that state of where we are far from remembering where we are, then that's where all havoc wreaks, just wreaks havoc in our life. And it can be physically, this can be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, it can affect our relationships, our jobs, our finances, our health, so on and so forth. And so I had reached that point in my life, and that dark night of the soul for me lasted for approximately 8 years. Okay. And you know what? I appreciate each and every one of those 8 years. Okay. Because each and every day it actually taught me a lesson. And if I wouldn't have had those experiences that I had, I wouldn't be where I am today. Okay. So it was a point where I reached where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay. Can anyone relate to that? Have you ever been at a point where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired and you're ready for some change? Okay. So I know I was definitely there. And when I asked my guides for help, the first thing that I heard was start a daily meditation practice right now. And there was this sense of urgency when I heard that, like, you have to do this. And I was very aware of meditation. I had been practicing it on and off over the years, but I was never consistent with it. And so when I started consistently meditating after the guidance that I received, things started to change very, very quickly in my life, from my physical appearance, my physical health, my finances, my relationships, my level of thinking, my clarity, and things of that nature. And also during this process, I was introduced to a lot of different tools, sound and frequency and plant medicine and yoga and energy healing, and the list goes on. And I was introduced to a lot of people who helped me along that process. And so I'm very passionate about just sharing the tools and information, as well as the people that have helped me along my path. But not only me share information with you all, but also for me to learn from you all as well, because each and every one of you all that are viewing this call tonight, you're on your path of spiritual awakening, and we are all on our own unique path of spiritual awakening. We all have something to offer and give and share with each other. So that's a little bit about myself and why I started this group, Spiritual Beings Having a Human Experience. This group is open to all. It's a safe, it's a secure place, it's a non-judgmental place. And it's just a place where we just offer practical tools and knowledge to just help us as divine spiritual beings is having a human experience. Any questions for me so far? All right, so tonight's discussion is a very popular one. This is how to be yourself and not care what people think, okay? So if you're viewing this call tonight, then that just means you just want more, just maybe extra knowledge or extra tools that you can incorporate in your life to stand more in your power and not care what people think, okay? So this is a big one here, okay? This is a big one. Because as soon as we were born into this world, we were programmed, okay? So a lot of times as human beings, we may walk around on this planet living in a false identity, okay? Living in a false world. And when I say false world, a world that's not true to our own soul, okay? So when we come into defining what your life looks like when you do not care about what other people think, basically it's a life of living your soul's passion, okay? Whether this is a career, whether this is a business, your health, your relationships, your state of mind, okay? Your individual authentic way of living without any other's input or judgment, okay? So that's a basic definition of what a life would look like if we did not care what other people think, okay? So before we actually get into how not to care about what other people think, let's talk about where this originated from in the first place. Because a lot of our challenges that we have in life, a lot of the changes that we desire to make in life, and we may find that we're having difficulty making those changes, we have to go back to the root cause and figure out where did this stuff originate from. And once we figure out that, then we can go in and we can heal that, and then we can shift our reality. So first things first, I kind of skipped over this part. If you do have any questions, we do have a bit of a larger group tonight, but if you do have any questions, if you don't mind, go ahead and save them to the end. Or if you find you may forget the question, you can go ahead and type it in the chat box, and I'm going to answer all the questions at the end of the presentation, including the ones that are in the chat box. All right. So number one reason that we tend to just care about what other people think and not live in our true authentic self is that most of the time, us as human beings, we do not follow our passion because we have a lot of pressure on us, okay? We have a lot of pressure on us as human beings in society, especially Western society. And that pressure typically starts when we're born, okay? And the reason that we have so much pressure is because whenever we're born or transferred from the spiritual realm to the physical realm, we're actually born into an entire system that has been running for thousands and thousands of years, okay? So with that being said, we have all of these belief systems that were put into place. So we have the pressure of conforming to all these belief systems. And the first belief system that we're actually born into whenever we are transferred from the spiritual realm to the physical realm is our family belief system, all right? A lot of our beliefs that we carry today, whether we are aware of it or not, they originated from our family, and our family is our tribe. That's our caregivers, the people that were taking care of us when we were infants, okay? And that family comes with many belief systems, and bless their heart, all right? And our family doesn't mean us any harm when they impose their belief systems on us. The reason that that's being done is because it was imposed on them and them and them. And there's this cycle of just belief systems that carry on for generation to generation until someone decides to break that cycle. Make sense? All right. So not only do we have the belief systems of our family, but then we have the belief systems of our school system. Okay. So we start school from an early age. It's standard, go until you're 18 years old, and then you can continue on your education if you choose to, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different belief systems, not only from our family, there's belief systems that started from a very young age, from the school system. Then we have the government and media and television and radio, and now we have social media, which is super, super huge. So as you can see, as divine spiritual beings having a human experience, there's so much pressure for us to conform to all these different belief systems that guess what? We forget about ourselves and we don't live in our passion. Okay, so that's one reason why we tend to care a lot about what other people think, because as soon as we're bored, boom, here's ideas, here are ways of living. Now, before we move forward to the next reason why, I do want to speak a little bit about the energies that are amongst us, because this is going to be important as we go through the presentation tonight. So how many people are, well, everyone's aware we went through the pandemic and all of that, okay? But how many people are aware that we actually switched from what they called the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius? Is anyone familiar with that? Okay, so this transition has been occurring naturally and slowly over the years, but it has really, really accelerated. Okay, so we have officially moved into the age of Aquarius and from the age of Pisces. Now, the age of Pisces, these ages, and I'm not going to go into stars and systems and astrology and things like that, but these ages that I speak of, they have energies. Okay, and these energies not only affect the planet itself, but it actually affects us human beings and all living life that's on this planet. So in that age of Pisces, which went on for thousands of years, that was an age of heavy religion. That was an age of high control. That was an age of where it was kind of like this authoritarian energy, if you know what I mean, this age of Aquarius. And that was something that was collective. It was a collective energy as well as individual, okay? Now, we switched officially in 2021 to the age of Aquarius. Now, the age of Aquarius is an energy, it's a more higher vibrational energy. This is an energy of humanitarianism. This is an energy of innovation. This is an energy of technology. This is an energy of heart-centered love, okay? This is a very high vibrational frequency energy, all right? And a lot of things are shaken up in that transition from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, which is why we had the pandemic and all kind of different things are changing, have changed, and will continue to change over the next few years. All right. So the reason I like to mention these energies, especially when it comes to the topic of how not to care about what other people think, is because these energies, these high vibrational energies that we're being hit right now, is digging up all those deep emotions and feelings and traumas and all those experiences that we've had, okay? And not only that, the higher the vibration of energy, the harder it is to hide the truth, okay? The higher the frequency and the vibration is, the harder it is to hide the truth, okay? So for years, especially in the age of Pisces, where we didn't have all the technology and internet access and social media, it was easy for people to hide, okay? But now, with all the exposure, we can't hide anymore, but energetically as well is bringing up all this stuff for us to deal with in the surface, okay? So there may be a lot of internal battles that's going on right now all over the world, because people are feeling like, hey, this is not what I want. This is not who I am. This is not what I signed up for as a human being on this planet. And I want something different. And I'm not living in my truth. So more and more of this energy is going to come up as we progress through the age of Aquarius. Now, with these energies that are amongst us, I always share with people, it's best to, you can either go the easy way or you can go the hard way, okay? So a lot of people right now, a lot of stuff is coming up, okay? This is a good time to address those challenges. This is a good time to heal those traumas. This is a good time to step into your power. This is a great time to work on your physical and mental and emotional and your spiritual health, okay? Because it's gonna make your movement, your ascension with these energies a lot easier than someone who may wanna resist. Okay. All right. So number 2 reason why we tend to care a bit too much about what people think, and I know I was guilty of this, and I still find myself guilty of this, but the thing is awareness, okay? But another reason that we tend to care about what other people think is because there are some chakra imbalances, okay? How many people have heard of chakras or know about chakras, okay? So chakras was one of those things right now, a lot of people are talking about it. Okay, a few years ago, not many people were talking about energy and chakras and meditation and plant medicine and so on and so forth. So that just lets you know that there's been a huge shift in collective awareness, and it's going to continue to accelerate. So speaking of the chakras, our chakras are actually our energy systems, and we actually have more than 100 different chakras, but in this particular awareness, we tend to focus on 7 different chakra systems. And our chakras are our energy systems, okay? And everything is energy, including us. So if we find that there's any imbalance in our life, whether this is physically, whether this is mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, then we have to get to the source, which is usually some type of energetic imbalance, all right? So our chakras, there are 7 main chakras that we tend to focus on in this particular awareness. And believe it or not, our chakras are actually attached to specific organs in our body. So if our chakras are off or the energy isn't circulating properly, then it can cause a physical manifestation of dis-ease and disorder in your body, okay? That's crazy good information to know, okay? So now we can get deeper into healing and balancing those chakras and just have a more balanced life, all right? So 3 lower chakras, okay? So if you are finding that you are having trouble with being your authentic self, or you may struggle with caring too much about what other people think, the first thing that I want to say before we get into the chakras is be easy on yourself. Okay, this is a journey. There's no destination. Each and every one of you all are unique individuals on your unique individual path. Okay, there's no rush to get anywhere. We have infinity to do this. All right, so chakras. First chakra that may be imbalanced, if we find that we care a little bit too much about what other people think, is our root chakra. Okay, so our root chakra, this is located right at our tailbone, and each one of the chakras, they actually have specific colors that are associated with them. And the beautiful thing is this is not woo-woo or anything like that, because we are in an age where scientists are actually able to measure and show the energy flow in our chakras. Okay, so the root chakra is located at the tailbone, the color is red, and it is the first chakra that is turned on whenever we are born into this physical world, all right? It's also known as the tribal chakra. Now, when our root chakra is balanced, what happens is we feel a sense of safety, we feel secure, we don't worry about our basic needs, we're not in that fight or flight or survival mode energy. And that's if our root chakra is balanced. But if our root chakra is imbalanced, then we may find that we struggle with security or feeling safe or feeling secure or having our needs met. All right. Now, the reason the root chakra may be imbalanced if we care a bit too much about what other people think is because that, again, that is that tribal chakra. That's the first chakra that's turned on when we're born into our family. And when we're born into our family, we're automatically given a belief system from our family, usually, okay? Now, there are some families out there where they're very, very open-minded and they allow their child to have whatever belief system that they have. But overall, most people who are born are given a belief system, all right? So if we're given a belief system and these different ideas, and you have to conform to this and you have to conform to that, then guess what? We lose touch with our authentic self and we tend to conform to other people. So that's the root chakra. Now, the next chakra that I want to speak of is the sacral chakra. Okay, now the sacral chakra is located about 2 inches below your belly button or navel, and the color that's associated with the sacral chakra is orange. All right, and our sacral chakra is responsible for our sexuality, meaning expressing sexuality, being comfortable with our sexuality. It's also responsible for our creativity as well. okay? And not only that, but our sacral chakra stores all of our trauma and our experiences, okay? And because our sacral chakra is a sexual energy chakra, it is a part of a chakra for our relationships, okay? Not only romantic relationships, but it's a relationship chakra as well, all right? So there's a lot going on in that sacral chakra, from creativity to sexuality to holding our trauma and things of that nature. Okay, so if we find that we care too much about what other people think, then we would need to do some healing on our sacral chakra, that relationship chakra, so we can have healthier relationships with people to where we don't need their approval or validation to be who we authentically are. All right. And the third chakra that we want to work on whenever we want to step into our power and really live a life of our authentic true self is our solar plexus chakra. Now, the solar plexus chakra is located right above the navel. The color that's associated with the solar plexus chakra is yellow. And this chakra is just, it's one of my favorite chakras to just continuously work on, because this particular chakra, it does take energy, it does take intention to open up this particular chakra. Now, the sacral chakra, our third chakra, this is responsible for our sense of sovereignty, us knowing exactly who we are, which we are not just this body. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. This is a chakra that's responsible for our confidence, our self-esteem. When this chakra is open and flowing freely, this is where we have strong, healthy boundaries, and we don't care what other people think, and we can speak our truth to them if they try to impose their views upon us, okay? So as you can see, this chakra is super, super, super important. And if this chakra is weak or the energy isn't flowing correctly, then of course we may be too concerned about what other people think or other people judging us. All right, I'm going to pause here for a second and take any questions. Does anyone have any questions so far? All righty, carrying on. So the third reason why we may find that we care a little bit too much about what other people think is our lack of self-acceptance, okay? We may lack self-acceptance. And if you do, that is okay. Again, we're going to be gentle with ourselves. But the main way to heal something is we have to bring it to our awareness. So if we lack self-acceptance, okay, what happens is if we lack self-acceptance of who we are, then we may wear these costumes or these shells or these masks that are not us entirely to conform to society or our parents or the school system or the government or the media or music or whatever it is. We wear these masks or these costumes to conform to be like something that we think others want us to be. Okay, so if we want to step into our power and not care about what others think, first of all, the most important thing we have to think about is how we think about ourselves. Okay, because how we think about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, how we accept ourselves, those energies are going to create energies of that coming into your life from other people. Okay, so you may find you're not even around judgment of people, okay, or even care about the judgment of others when you are fully in your power and you have self-acceptance. All right, and a lot of times we are our own worst critic, okay? Sometimes we can talk bad about ourselves more than the person off the street, okay? And we have to stop that, okay? We really have to stop that. We have to start loving ourselves and embracing every single part of yourself, even the dark part of yourself, as you work towards the light. All right, so embrace yourself. And then also on top of that, know that each and every one of you all that are viewing this, each and every one of you all that are actually on this Zoom call, you are unique. Okay, there is no one on this planet like you, period, in any way, shape, fashion, or form. Okay, you are unique. Embrace your uniqueness. Stand in your uniqueness. Okay, and not only that, it's just too dang on hard to try to please everyone. There's 8 billion people on this planet. You go crazy, just trying to please the people in your inner circle. Okay, One person wants you to wear red. Girl, wear red. That looks good on you. I don't like red on you. Wear green. I don't like green on you. Wear blue. I don't like blue on you. Okay. You're never satisfied. Wear whatever you want to wear. Okay. If that's neon green with yellow polka dots, wear it. All right. Stand into your power, live your authentic self. And I tell you, when you do this, like life just feels so differently. It's a sense of just freedom from the shackles and the chains and the beliefs of our entire society. All right. So how do we self-accept? Okay. I love affirmations. I love mirror work. So what I would do is I'll stand in front of the mirror and I would just say some very powerful affirmations. And affirmations always start with I am. And whatever you follow I am with, those are the most powerful words that you can say to yourself, because that's where we manifest from, the I am presence. Okay. So if you have an opportunity, this is a great exercise to try. Stare into the mirror. Okay. Or stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself. Look at yourself in the eyes. Okay. Look at yourself in the eyes and say powerful affirmations. Okay. I am worthy. I am enough. I am powerful. I am a divine spiritual being having a human experience. I am the expression of divinity in human form. You guys feel the energy of this? Okay. Very powerful energy that we're sending out into the universe and we're manifesting. And as we say these affirmations, we're healing those chakras. We're healing those wounds from the different experiences that we've had. Okay. So practice mirror work. It works. It's very, very awesome. And it's very, very empowering as well. All right. Any questions so far? All right, so we spoke about 3 reasons why we tend to care about what others think. So let's talk about, how do we fix this? Okay, how do we change this? How do we live a life where we don't care what others think? How do we live a life where we're in our passion and our purpose? How do we live in a life where we're feeling vibrant and alive, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Okay, one way is to not care what others think. All right, because whenever we do, we're not living in our true authentic self. So the first thing to heal anything is awareness. Okay. Awareness is always going to be the first step. If you are not aware that there's a challenge or something that needs to be healed in your life, then guess what? It will never be healed until it has come up into our awareness. So if you find yourself asking yourself a question, why the heck do I care about what people think? Okay. Or if you're viewing this discussion tonight, it's been brought to the awareness. So that's the number 1 step to heal anything. All right. So I want to spend a little bit of time and speak about journaling. Okay. Because journaling is a very powerful exercise that you can incorporate in your life. I've incorporated journaling in my life and it's helped me immensely. Okay. First of all, there's the energy that's behind when you're putting pen to the paper. Okay. And you're writing down and you're processing your thoughts and different things like that. A lot of healing, major healing has been done by those who journal. Okay. A lot of downloads, a lot of messages received from their spirit team and guides through journaling. Okay. So some questions I'm going to give you all. Okay. If you choose to journal. Okay. Everything's a choice. All right. So what I would like for you all to do, and these are ways to start stepping into our power and not care about what others think, is when you would journal, what I would like for you to do is just identify areas in your life where you don't feel safe by being your true authentic self. Okay. So identify areas in your life where you do not feel safe being your true authentic self. Okay. For example, I would love to be a public speaker. I have so much information and knowledge and wisdom to share with others. But I don't feel safe following that passion because I'm afraid people will laugh at me. That's an example. Another example. I would really love to change my career. I have this passion for cooking. I watch cooking shows, I have the recipe books, everything. and I have this vision of me being a world-renowned chef. But the reason I'm not following that passion is because I don't feel like I'm good enough or have the credentials to be a world-renowned chef. Okay, so these are just examples. So challenge yourself in a journaling session and just identify areas in your life where you don't feel safe being yourself by caring about what others think. Make sense? All right, let's talk about those belief systems, okay? So with journaling as well, you want to address all the belief systems. And again, when we're writing this down, we're putting energy into this, and this energy is healing energy. So let's start with family beliefs, because that's the first tribe that we were born into, as well as belief systems. So maybe jotting down some family beliefs that you were given growing up, okay, from our well-meaning guardians and parents. All right, so write those down. Then start writing down the ideas from school system. What beliefs were you given from the government? What beliefs have you been given from media? What beliefs have you been given from social media? Okay, that's a big one right now. Everyone's smiling on social media and just having the time of their lives, but no one's showing the duality of that. And Lord knows we all experience duality if we're physical or spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay, so that creates a belief system within itself that life should be perfect. All right, so write down all these different belief systems. And again, what it's doing is it's bringing it into your awareness. Okay, so now we can be mindful, maybe more mindful of how much time we're spending on social media, maybe more mindful of how much time we're spending watching television, things of that nature. Okay, as we write these things down. Now, the second area that we definitely have to heal whenever we are stepping into our power and not caring about what others think, and this is that inner child, okay? Inner child healing. Inner child healing, that's a whole discussion on its own. But that inner child, that's that innocent part of us, that innocent child, that innocent soul that was born into this physical realm, all right? And a lot of times that inner child at a very young age was wounded or experienced some trauma or something of that nature. And that carries on, that energy, that experience can carry on if it hasn't been healed into that adult life of that inner child. And it can wreak havoc on the person physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, finance, relationships, every single area of that life. Okay, so if we really want to change, I mean, change a lot of just the challenges that we have in life, we have to go back to that inner child, and we have to show that inner child some love, and we have to let that inner child know that that inner child is worthy. Okay, that inner child is unique. That inner child is a spiritual being having a human experience, and that the inner child deserves to live his purpose and his passion in this lifetime and all lifetimes. Okay, that's that inner child. We have to get there, and we have to squeeze them with love, and give that inner child, give yourself that love. Okay, because when we don't do that, then that's when we start having these weak boundaries and need the validation of others and just really not living in our purpose. So there are many different ways you can heal the inner child. There's a lot of guided meditations out there. Some people work with a therapist or a spiritual life coach. Others get into energy work and sound healing. Plant medicine is a huge one as far as inner child healing. There's a lot of different tools that are available for inner child healing. Okay, and if you follow Heality, and I'll give this information at the end, but if you follow Heality on Facebook as well as YouTube and Instagram, you'll see an old video that I did where I spoke in more details about healing the inner child. But guided meditations, plant medicine, energy word, journaling, getting out in nature, talking to your inner child. I know when I was doing a lot of inner child healing, I actually kept a picture of my 5-year-old self as a wallpaper on my phone. And so every time I touch my phone, which in this world is all the time, I'm looking at myself. And as I would look at myself, I would remind myself, and I would speak to her, my inner child, and tell her how much I love her, how awesome she is, and things of that nature. Okay. So these are various powerful tools to help us heal that inner child, okay? If every single adult on this planet went back and healed their inner child, we'd be living in a perfect world, okay? Now, in regards to the inner child, this is where we need to work on those lower chakras that I mentioned earlier as well, because they're tied to the inner child wounding. Okay, so the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. So I am big on frequencies. I'm big on sound. I love music. I work with frequencies and sound and vibrations to help people heal physically, mentally, and emotionally. So I want to give you some frequencies to listen to that all you have to do is press play and go to bed, or press play and go on with your life and receive the healing benefits of these frequencies. Now, the name of these frequencies, they're called solfeggio frequencies. Okay, solfeggio frequencies. I'm actually going to go ahead and type it in the chat box here. Okay, solfeggio frequencies. Look these frequencies up, guys and gals. Share them with your loved ones, share them with strangers, share them with everyone that you know. These frequencies are very, very powerful. Scientists are doing studies on these frequencies and showing that it's improving the quality of lives of those physically, mentally, emotionally, as well as spiritually. Okay, and I love frequencies and I love sounds because it's easy. You just press play. So if you want to open up that root chakra, remember that tribal chakra, the first chakra that's turned on, the frequency that you want to listen to open up this root chakra is 396 hertz. Okay, all frequencies are measured in hertz. 396 hertz. This is a frequency to open up that root chakra. So you can start feeling safe and secure, being who you are. So you can start getting rid of those old belief systems that aren't even yours. All right, so that's the root chakra. Now, the second chakra that I had mentioned, that's the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra, again, that's responsible for our sexuality, our creativity, as well as the chakra that stores all of our traumas and experiences. So if you want to open up and balance the energy in that sacral chakra, the frequency that you want to listen to is 417 hertz. Okay, 417 hertz. Very, very powerful frequencies. And then last but not least, okay, the solar plexus chakra. Again, that's a chakra that's responsible for our self-esteem, our confidence, our sovereignty, setting those strong, healthy boundaries, knowing exactly who we are, which are spiritual beings having human experience, okay? So if you want to open up the solar plexus chakra, the frequency that you want to listen to is 528 hertz, 528 hertz, okay? This frequency is also called the miracle tone as well, because not only does it balance the energy in that solar plexus chakra, but it repairs DNA, it cleanses our cells, it cleanses our energetic field. It's called the love frequency. It does a whole bunch, all right? So if you're confused on which solfeggio frequency to listen to, I always just tell people start with 528. It's the miracle tone. But those three frequencies are very, very powerful. Start listening to them as soon as you can if it resonates for you. All right. People have noticed significant changes in their life just by listening to these frequencies. And sometimes these frequencies, they will bring up stuff. Okay. And that's just stuff that's being brought up to your awareness to heal. Okay. Yes. So 47, someone posted something in the chat box. 417 hertz, that's for the sacral chakra. And then 528 hertz is the solar plexus. And the first chakra that I mentioned, if you missed that one, is 396 hertz. That's the root chakra. Any other questions before we move forward? Okay, I see a question in the chat box. How long per day should we practice mirror work? I always share with people whatever resonates with you, okay? If it's 30 seconds and that's all you're done, that's good enough, okay? 3 minutes, whatever works for you, okay? Here's the thing with spirituality, okay? If you look up spirituality and practices and how to do this and that, you're gonna find like a million different ways to do the same thing, Okay, and that could be overwhelming. And sometimes it can be so overwhelming, it prevents you from even getting started on your journey. All right. So the thing is this, you know you, okay, whatever resonates for you, whatever feels right to you, guess what? It's right. All right. So whatever your practice is in life, just know, make that a practice specific to you because you're unique. Someone asked, can I state the first journaling practice that I mentioned? Okay, so the first journaling practice was to identify areas in your life where you don't feel safe by being your true, authentic self or following your passion. Identify areas in your life where you don't feel safe by being your true, authentic self or following your passion. All right. So some other good questions to ask yourself in order to work on healing this inner child or just getting out of that energy of just caring what others think in the first place is, who am I truly? Okay, that's the first question. Ask yourself, who am I truly? Let's strip the beliefs from our family and school and media and music and all these political ideas. Let's just strip all of that and get real with yourself and ask yourself, who am I truly? Okay, and have fun with this, because as we do this exercise with ourselves, we're actually creating energy and momentum, and we're sending that out into the universe. So write down, who are you truly? Okay, second question to ask yourself, if you were to be free, and we all are free, okay, prison is a state of mind, but if you were to be free, completely free in the world to do whatever it is that you want to do, what would you be doing right now in your life? What would you be doing? Write this down, okay? Get detailed with it. That's how we manifest, okay? What would you be doing? If you're working a job, what job would you be working? If you have a business, what business would you be running, okay? What kind of health would you have? What kind of clothes would you wear? What kind of hobbies would you participate in? Just write down, if you were just to be free to do whatever it is in the world, what would you be doing right now? Even if that means running down the street butt naked right now, if that's what you want to do, write that down, okay? This is your wish. This is your board. This is your journal. And then the last question, this one's always fun. I love this one. Okay. What would your life look like being your true self? What would your life look like being your true, authentic self, wearing that neon yellow with those purple, those green polka dots? Okay, what would your life look like? And write in detail what part of the world are you living in? What part of the country? If you're in a country, what part of the country are you living? What kind of friends do you have? What kind of significant other do you have? What kind of mission are you serving on this planet? Okay, what does your health look like? All these things that we don't live our true authentic self because we're thinking of others. Start writing this stuff down, okay? And as we're writing, we're sending energy, okay? Because when we put that pen to the paper, it just creates more energy, it creates more momentum. And right now, I don't know if you all have noticed, but we are in some very interesting energies, okay? And these energies is very high vibrational energy. And the higher the vibration of the energy, the quicker it is to manifest. Okay, has anyone noticed that manifestation has been happening more rapidly lately? Whether this is for negative or positive things, okay? Fast, okay? Sometimes scared the mess out of me. I was like, oh, that I'm manifesting in 5 minutes, okay? It's happening fast, okay? Even with negative thoughts and negative emotions, it's going to bring more of that very fast, okay? So use these questions. Get into that energy. If you like, go the extra mile, set up some candles, maybe a nice incense, playing some of those frequency music in the background, set the mood, set the scene. I'm all about the vibe. I'm all about the vibe. So set that scene for yourself to get into that creative, that just open mindedness, that creativity, and just write out what your life looks like, what you would be doing. okay, and what you truly are. All right. Now, last but not least, okay, once we've worked on the lower three chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, we've done the inner child healing. It's been brought to our awareness that we need to do this healing, okay? There are two more chakras that we need to work on. But before we move to these two chakras, it's very important that we really focus on the lower three chakras first, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. The root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakras, they are also called our physical chakras, okay? When these chakras are open and balanced, we feel comfortable in the body. We feel comfortable being here on planet Earth, all right? And then the top three chakras, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, those are called our spiritual chakras. And when those are wide open, we feel connected spiritually. Our intuition is strong. We start tapping into our spiritual gifts. And then that chakra that connects the physical body to the spiritual body, that's the heart chakra, and that is the freeway, okay? And that is also the chakra that needs to be healed if we want to stop caring about what others think. Now, the heart chakra is located in the middle of the chest. It's the color that's associated with it is green, okay? And the heart chakra is our ability to give love to others as well as receive love. But not only to give love and to receive love, but to give love to ourselves, all right? So if we struggle with self-love, which is what a lot of people struggle with, okay? And be easy on yourself if you do. If you struggle with self-love, then guess what? You'll feel like you're not worthy and you'll conform to other ideas and beliefs and purposes of other people or what their purpose is for you. Okay, so opening up that heart chakra and really tapping into that self-love. And the frequency to listen to open up that heart chakra is 639 hertz. Okay, very beautiful frequency. I love this frequency, 639 hertz. This frequency is also good for mending relationships, not only romantic relationships, but just relationships in general. Okay, being able to give love. A lot of times we can give love to others, but we may struggle receiving that love. All right, so all of this is the heart chakra. As we move into the age of Aquarius even further, people's heart chakras are being blasted open, okay? People's heart chakras are being blasted open, and those are the frequencies that we are in right now. And love is the highest vibrational frequency, okay? If we measure it on a scale, love is the highest vibrational frequency. Now, the last chakra that we need to heal, if we want to start stepping into our power and not caring what others think, is our throat chakra. Okay, so our throat chakra is located right at the throat. The color that's associated with the throat chakra is blue. And our throat chakra is responsible for us speaking our truth, being authentic, saying what we really mean, saying how we really feel, okay? Speaking our authentic truth, as well as our ability to communicate with others as well as ourselves. So if you want to open up that throat chakra, okay, and the reason that's so important is because when people tell you what they think you should do or how you should live your life in a of course, loving and tactful way, we can use our throat chakra to express, again, in a loving and tactful way, that we are living in our authentic, true power. Okay, so the frequency that you want to listen to open up the throat chakra is 741 hertz. 741 hertz to open up the throat chakra. Actually, for myself and where I am in my journey right now, that is the chakra that my spiritual team is working on with me, just really opening up that throat chakra and speaking more, really telling people how I feel, because that was something that I've struggled with for many years, is those boundaries and just really telling and sharing with people how I feel. All right, so 741 hertz, that's good for opening up the throat chakra, also 741 hertz is a frequency to listen to if you want to clear any type of infection in your body. Okay, isn't that pretty cool? So it is known to break up the cell membrane of viruses as well as bacteria. So if you feel yourself coming down with those sniffles, go ahead and listen to 741 hertz, and it's going to help with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's all that I have for you all tonight as far as information. Okay, I hope these tools are simple, practical with these solfeggio frequencies. Do not go out spending all your money or anything like that. They're free on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, or any other streaming app that you have out there. Share these frequencies with every single body, even the strangers on the street, because they are changing lives. Okay. Let's give ourselves a big hug right now. I love to do self hugs because you actually took the time out of your Wednesday night where you could have been doing something else. Okay. And this is part of self care. This is part of self love, being your true, authentic self. Okay. Standing in your power, knowing who you are, living in your passion and your purpose. Okay. This is what you came here for. So practice self love, embrace your uniqueness. Okay. Flow with these energies that are amongst us on the planet. The more resistance we have, the more difficult it's going to be. Okay. It's in your awareness now. Now we know how to heal it. Work on that inner child. Work on those chakras, the first 5 chakras, and strengthening those chakras, especially that solar plexus chakra. Okay. Do the inner work. Do that inner child healing. Our spiritual path and journey is not always fluffs and pretty clouds and sunshine. Okay, there's some parts in there where we have to roll up our sleeves and we have to get down and dirty, but it's so worth it. So worth it. So do that inner child healing. Do those journaling exercises because they're very powerful. Practice those affirmations in the mirror. All right. Work on blasting open that heart and that throat chakra and just love every single part of you, even the dark parts. Okay, because it's all a part of us. Now, before I close out tonight, let me go ahead and open up the floor here and see if there are any questions. Does anyone have any questions? All right. So before we go, I'm going to share a little bit of information here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Where are we at? Here we go. Okay, can everyone see that? All right, so like I mentioned earlier, I started a holistic healing company called Heality, and the name comes from whenever you heal yourself. I'm talking about going in, rolling up those sleeves, getting those hands dirty, and working on yourself, healing yourself. Then that's where your reality shift. So if you like to experience any of the services that are offered at Heality, or work more closely on with me one-on-one, or attend any of the retreats or events that has been happening and will continue to happen, you can visit www.healitynow.com. And these are some of the services that are offered at Heality. Vibroacoustic therapy. This is one that I tend to talk about a lot because it's a fairly new healing modality where you're relying on this technology called the Sound Lounge, which has tactile transducer speakers inside this bed, and you're feeling the vibrations all through your tissues, your cells, and your organs as you're listening to scientifically proven sound healing frequencies through noise canceling headphones. So it's just an experience. It's really good for physical conditions, emotional, mental, and there are also frequencies that can be played if a person wants to go on more of a spiritual journey. So you can book a vibroacoustic therapy session, say that 5 times, vibroacoustic therapy session. If you feel like your chakras are blocked, or you may just need an energy boost, or your aura cleanse, or just channel energy, you can book an energy healing session. If you do want to change old thought patterns or behaviors, or maybe address those traumas more deeply, hypnosis is a very, very, very powerful, quick, and effective tool to change old thought patterns, behaviors, as well as heal traumas. And if you're just having challenges in life and you just want a little bit of some spiritual advice of how to navigate those challenges, you can book a spiritual life coaching session as well. All right. Another thing that I've been introducing to Heality here lately are different events, workshops, and day retreats. Okay, so it's time. I've been talking about it for a couple of years now, so it is happening. All right. So visit www.healitynow.com to just keep an eye on what events are coming up. There's breath work classes, sound bowl healing, guided meditations, plant medicine, day retreats, so on and so forth. All right. And if you have not followed Heality on Facebook or Instagram, you can do so. The handle is @HealityNow. All right, to keep up with all the different events that's going on. So I'm getting more into events and just bringing people together and connection and just feeling that energy and just introducing these tools. So just keep an eye out on all the exciting things that's coming up here at Heality. And if you have any questions for me, it could be in regards to Heality or not, you can email me at info@healitynow.com, or you can give me a call at 713-257-9121. All right. Well, I enjoy each and every one of you all tonight. I hope this information was very, very useful and that you can apply it to your life. Just remember that you are divine spiritual beings that's having a human experience, and that you deserve love, you deserve peace, you deserve joy, you deserve prosperity in all areas of your life, and you deserve to live the dang on life that you deserve to live. Okay. So go ahead. Heal those chakras, heal that inner child, work on that, and start living your life and your passion and purpose. I enjoy each and every one of you all in energy tonight. This is something that I do on the last Wednesday of each month, okay? And then every other Monday, I do lead a guided meditation over various topics that can just help us live a better life. So my name's Ebony Townsend. Someone asked, can you please have a link to the recording of this session? Yes, I will put it in the meetup group as soon as it uploads. All right. And you're very, very welcome. For all those who have written thank you in the chat box. Everyone have a beautiful, beautiful evening. And I will see you on actually this upcoming Monday where we'll have a guided meditation. Namaste, everyone. Love and light. I'll talk to you soon.